Welcome back to Living Dayton, everyone. Now, if there was ever one crucial tool that's going to help every single business grow, it's networking. We've talked about this before in the past. But joining me now to help us learn how to network effectively is our very own business guru, Gery Deer. So welcome back, Gery.
Hi, Natalie. Thanks for having me.
Well, let's jump into it. You've got some tools here,
and
you're armed with some knowledge that we can use.
We're set. Networking is one of those things that people have an idea, especially when they're just getting started, that you run around at cocktail parties and pick up a whole lot of business cards, and that becomes your networking. And really, the point is not to be transactional. It's to go out, meet people, get to know them, figure out what their needs are, and then in turn, over time, you're creating a long-term relationship that turns into a mutually beneficial kind of thing for everybody.
So it's a lot more interpersonal than that what we initially think of, just a cocktail party. With
Very much so. It's not a stuffy guy in a white shirt, just saying, hey, sucking up to everybody. We don't want to have that.
Okay, so we know what networking is not.
Yes.
So how do we network properly?
Networking properly takes time. It's one of those things, if you go to a networking event, and we'll talk about a couple of options here in a minute, but you go to a networking event, one of the things that you want to be able to do is get to know the individual, find out what their particular business is, and then you try to make contact with them after that and grow that, cultivate that a little bit. Find things that are mutually beneficial, different companies, resources that work together with you very, very well. Then everybody wins in the end.
Okay, so what are some of the resources that we can turn to?
Some of those things are actually pretty easy. First of all, obviously, is the Chamber of Commerce. That's probably one of your best networking opportunities. But you have to play that correctly as well. It takes a lot of work. You got to go out there, do the events, be part of that event, get out there and get people to understand who you are, not just see and be seen. The next one is a dedicated kind of business referral group, something like BNI or Business Network International, which has been around for a long time. They've got about 6,600 chapters around the world. It's a lot of business people changing business, and their purpose is just that. They're not a philanthropic organization. They're not there to do a charity work. They're there to grow business. Finally, you also have competitors and complementary businesses. If you have competition out there, they can be a good referral source.
They can?
Yes. There are things that, say, someone else's marketing agency does that mine doesn't do. We may trade some business back and forth. And learning each other's skills not only lets us know what we're up against in the community, but also you can work more beneficially that way.
So where you would normally think that you don't want to talk to your competition, you want to keep yourself secret of whatever you're doing.
Don't do that.
That's not applicable
No,
here.
it's not great. You can get out there, and if they're not willing to do that, obviously it's not going to work. But most people are willing to talk to their competition, get to know them, and you probably know them already.
Now, that's competition. You also mentioned complementary businesses.
Yes. If you're, say, an electrician and you just opened an electrical contracting company, you might want to get to know a drywaller or a plumber or a contractor, because you guys are going to be changing business all the time.
That's true. That makes plenty of sense.
Get more involved in that, get to know those folks, and you're going to trade business. And then finally, trade show events. This is the end-all, be-all of don't do this wrong, because trade show events are one of those things where you stand against a wall with the plate of the free food, and you're going, oh, yeah, well, yeah, but you're not talking to anybody. Or you have a trade show display, and you're sitting behind it, and you've got your hands on the table like this, and you're waiting for people to come up to you. You've probably seen those kinds of things.
I'm laughing because I know exactly what you're talking about. I've definitely seen that before.
And you got to be out there. We're doing a trade show next month for our business group, and one of the rules is you can't sit behind the table. You have to be out there and network and do that.
All right, so this is all wonderful information, but in case people want to do some further research on the topic.
Yes, I actually have a book that I can recommend called Business Networking and Sex.
Okay.
We're a daytime show. That's as far as it goes. But no, this is actually, it's not what you think. That's right. It's not what you think. It's written by Ivan Meisner and other people who started the BNI group. But this is available on our website. It talks about the different ways that men and women network. And that's important in today's business world.
Very good to know. Gery, as always, thank you very much.
Thank you.